Minister Paul, Northern California, 8:53 a.m. on 7/25/2012. You figure out the numbers for yourself. They're significant. On the second on 7/22, I had a follow-up to my dream, and more information was given me. There's a dream in my playlist called 4 Dreams, and in one of my dreams, I'm taken into custody for refusing to be microchipped by needle at a government building here in downtown Sacramento that you're looking at. They took me down. I said no. There was massive amount of private security and state, city, and federal law enforcement, and they took me into custody for saying no. They took me down into an elevator, and they had secret tunnels that led from the building over to the jail. So I began to analyze the area, and I've been doing this for 2 days. This has been the hardest video I've ever made in my life, but I'm going to press on and do it anyway. I want you to know, anytime you see a building like this, if you want it, that's California Food and Ag, California, it's Department of Transportation. These are all These are all government buildings. This is where, look, they have their own internet service provider. I just found that for the Sacramento Area Council of Governments. This is amazing to me. Take note of that. Metropolitan Water District. Do you see all this greenery right here for, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. This is the our capital that makes all the decisions with your money for the state of California. They now are put it on the ballot to raise not only city taxes, but state taxes, when we're already almost I believe we are the highest taxed state in the country. So I began to notice these little symbols. Symbols have meanings. And you got to understand that this was here before any of all these other new buildings. And notice how green it is. That's because their water's running 24 hours a day, while they're telling you you can't water. Because of the drought, you can't water, or you have to water every other day. Their waters run 24 hours a day. Go drive by right now. I bet you their sprinklers are on. Notice these little symbols. They appear to be just nice little sitting areas all throughout this park. Even the park itself. Take note of this square block. Now let's go to the West Capitol steps. This is where legislation, see the law enforcement vehicles here. You're not getting in here, trust me. This is where the assembly and the legislature all determine, what rights you're going to have or not have. And this is where the demonstrations pretend to have rights while law enforcement takes them into custody for a peaceful protest. That's what I've seen this year. Take note of the dome. Now, if you cross, this is where Governor Brown is, or whoever may be governor at that time. I didn't vote for him. Take note, right across the street is another one of these symbols. Now, it appears to be a little roundabout, but I just find it odd that all these symbols, if it was just one of these, I wouldn't even give it a second chance. Matter of fact, if I wouldn't have had the dream, I wouldn't even be examining the area to find if there really is tunnels, because of my dreams have been coming true since the 2nd grade. So I scrolled over and followed the route that in my dream I was taken. And lo and behold, I found this building. Now take a look at, I've been on top of buildings in my 21 years of protection work, and I know that these exhaust vents need to be covered for safety purposes, both in both directions. But I've never seen an elaborate, expensive design like this for something that's no one's going to see unless they flow above it by helicopter. It's neat looking, but it's more than that. It's a pattern throughout the whole city of downtown, and I'm going to prove it. And then this brand new building, about, I don't know, I'd say 7 blocks from the Capitol we just left, is the Church of Scientology. Now, if you think this is a church of God or anything of God, you're mistaken. You will find out that you're not getting in there. They have armed guards in suits with concealed weapons, and you are not getting in there unless you're a member. And there is a background involved in being a member, okay? So just take note of that, that all the windows are blacked out, and write this word down, Thetan. So that's there, and here's that, and then here's that word building, and the tunnels took me this way. Now follow me on this. Just Google the word Thetan, Thetan, or if you want, operating Thetan, OT, and it doesn't stand for Old Testament. It stands for an operating Thetan. They believe that they become possessed with something that takes them to Venus to obtain power. I'm telling you, what they're possessed with is a demon. So basically, when what the city is allowed here, which they won't allow to build much here because you have to have a permit. They let this they let this building full of demons. That's right, it's full of demons. L. Ron Hubbard in his science is creating all these operating themes. Google Church of Scientology murder and suicides. You will be amazed to find out that one of the original churches of Scientology was created where? Right here in California. And we wonder why California is under such demonic activity. Well, that's part of it. These little symbols are part of it, and our corrupt government is part of it. So in my dream, I'm taking from over here, from Stirs and Purrs, which are teachers and public retirement facilities that I used to protect, into this federal. This is where the Unabombers held. They don't have many other federal cases. I mean, 50% of these floors are empty. Look at that big, tall, new building. We don't get any federal cases. The Unabomber is the last I can remember. This is a brand new county jail, and it's look how tall it is. And then they have city jail, and they have all these law enforcement departments, and brand new police department. You take note of all these, all the law enforcement cars. Start looking at the law enforcement cars and their equipment. You're going to find out they're brand new, and they're running on your gas and paid for by your tax dollars. So in my dream, I'm take note of these symbols, please. They started at the Capitol and they're going west, because north, south, east, and west, there's principalities over this entire city. You will not find any lack of money here in this city, but as soon as you leave the city, you'll find lack everywhere. See this little symbol? So here's a federal jail, and here's a county jail, and then there's city police, state police, federal police, and county sheriffs. And again, all of these are government. Anytime you see this symbol, it's just all government buildings. It's amazing to me. An Office of Communications. I don't have a lot of time to do this, but I just wanted to see what some of them are. So that's where all your money goes, is to build these big, tall buildings and put these symbols on them, and to get you, their ultimate goal is to get you into one of these jails. And then, as if that wasn't enough, the mayor has, Kevin Johnson, I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, which I could be, I know he's tried through AIG and the Maloofs, who own the Palms Casino, and the Sacramento Kings and other big name peoples. He is trying to obtain $60 million in funds to clean this up, and they don't really know what they're going to build here. It's just buy at all costs, even though it's a hazmat. This is a hazmat. It's going to take $68 million just to clean this up prior to building, and they've already obtained federal funds to build it on what used to be it's an abandoned railroad. And in my dream, you know what it was? It was a big, huge federal holding place, because these jails had filled up, are you with me, across the street from the Church of Demons and the corrupt government building. They had filled up and overflowing with people who'd refused the mark of the beast. So they would just take them into this building over here underground. And then also underground, this tunnel ran over here to this pyramid. This used to be the money store. They gave loans to private entities and individuals. Look at there again is the landing pad, like a helicopter's going to land there. See, that's what a normal vent would look like. It doesn't need to have all there. It's an exhaust vent. I've been on these roofs. I've been in this money store. Have you ever heard of the money store? Well, It's a pyramid like in Egypt, and it has a dock that goes out to the water for some reason that connects to this is the Delta King restaurant. That's where all these rich people go and eat, you know, at $30 a plate, while the poor people are lucky to eat ramen. You know, would you be amazed to find out that this is now bought by the government and they own it and we don't know what they do in it? Here's another landing pad thing. So I began to research because I believe that this is all ties into my dream. The government bought this. They bought one Capitol Mall. I don't have time to show you everything that they're acquiring as while claiming to be broke. They're just acquiring. See the little weird symbols? It's citywide. Now, let's go over to where I'm detained for refusing the mark of the beast and go just a little bit north. This is I-5. Goes all the way to the state of Washington this way and all the way to south, all the way through LA to the end of the state. So basically this runs from one side of the state to the other. 6 and sometimes 8 lanes, 70-mile-an-hour speed limit, major freeway. I found this water treatment plant, and I found that they've been doing some renovations on it. Part of the renovations include these new symbols, and this new water treatment plant actually runs underwater to this spaceship. See the landing pad thing? To this spaceship-looking building that is highly secured. Now understand, this is a frontage road here that used to lead to the old police station. Now the police station's on this side, on this frontage road. There, in my dream, there was a tunnel underground, and it went out. Now, you got to understand, we're looking at it from above. I even asked my wife the other day, do you know what they do in there with all those armed guards? See how you can walk out on it? And nobody knows. It looks, really, when you drive by this from the freeway at 65 or 70 miles an hour, it literally looks like a spaceship. It's the oddest building you've ever. It looks out of place. It literally stands out as a spaceship. Look at it. And then it goes to this. So I have to ask you, what are they doing to our water? And why are they trying to buy this? And why do they need more jails? So I found out, well, the government owns this too. So in closing, I wanted to show you how the city of Sacramento layout works. And I'll have to speed up here because I got to look at all the churches of Scientology everywhere. But the main one I'm looking at is in Sacramento. There's a network of freeways. This right here, south goes to LA. This goes to San Francisco. This goes to the airport in Oregon. And then, so this is the southwest side. On the northwest side, another bizarre thing of freeways. And again, this goes straight out to the same one the other does, goes to San Francisco. This will take you to Sin City, all the way to Reno, Nevada, and farther. And then let's go, so this is northwest. Now let's go to northeast. And then there's another, now notice all this area is full of gang members and poverty, and you don't see any buildings being done. There's another network over here of freeways. This is why I hate, and let me just explain it because I don't want to run out of time. On the north, south, and the east, west of these, there is those freeways. One goes all the way up to on the. See, here's one. This is called the Split. Now this one goes up to Lake Tahoe, Sin City, and if you go this way, it goes to Reno, Nevada, and then again a little odd pattern there. And if you go this way, it goes to Tracy, where the federal officer was just shot, Modesto, where people are being killed, in Stockton, which is bankrupt. Take that all in. Now let's talk about how they're spending our money. Everybody bookmark this and keep an eye on it. This is the debt, and I want you to take a screenshot this. Every person in the state of California is $10,000 in debt already. Look at the credit card debt. Look at the student loan debt. Look at the U.S. total debt. Look at the interest on the debt. I mean, this is the national debt. But let's go